Hello everyone and welcome to the next tutorial here on Duct Tape Stuff. In this tutorial I'm actually going to show you how to make a duct tape tie, so that's going to be a pretty interesting thing to make. So let's get started here on making a duct tape tie. Okay guys, for the purpose of this tutorial I'm actually going to show you how to make a full-length duct tape tie, but I am in the process of coming up with a prototype for a duct tape clip-on tie, so I will be showing you that tutorial eventually in the future. But for this tutorial I'm just going to be showing you how to make a full-length one. And basically what I found out when I was doing the prototype for the full-length tie here was that I was using ties that were pretty thick here towards the end, and I realized that when I was making them out of duct tape, when I was tracing out the tie onto duct tape, and when I was trying to tie the duct tape tie, it didn't really work out well because the tape just doesn't scrunch up as well as the fabric obviously does, and that was really causing a lot of problems with tying it. So you probably want to choose a tie that you have that is kind of thin in the bottom here, like it's not quite as thick as the normal ties you have, but it's going to be thin enough so that when you do make it out of duct tape, it will be able to tie much better than if you were to use like a really thick tie. A really wide tie here on the bottom, rather. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your first step is to grab one of your ties. If you have one lying around, you're going to line the entire thing up, and this tie is about 3.5 feet long, maybe a little bit less than that. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to take two giant long strips, and I actually have these stretched out here on my workstation. They fall all the way down to the floor here. But you're going to stretch those two long strips out, and we're actually going to stick them right on top of each other, and then that's going to be the basis for our tie. So take those two giant long strips. These strips are 3.5 inches long. They go all the way down here to the bottom, and we're going to stick those directly on top of each other. So do that step now. Alright, so now we've got that long strip all stuck together here. Now if that long strip really does give you trouble, because sometimes it is really difficult to sticking giant strips of tape together on top of each other without getting air bubbles and stuff like that, you can do it in separate sheets. Like if you want to do it in 12-inch strips, you could cut out two 12-inch strips, stick them together, then connect it with another 12-inch strip, and just keep on going from there. And that might make it easier for you if you're relatively new to duct tape and you're not used to putting giant strips together. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to take the end here. We're going to be adding to the end of the strip here eventually, because obviously this tie is a lot thicker than the strip of tape here. But for this end of the tie, you'll obviously see that it is thinner. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to take a pen, and very carefully, because obviously you do not want to mark your tie up in any way, you're just going to trace the tie out onto the duct tape and just kind of loosely put it on there. And then you want to trace this all the way to the end until the tie actually gets wider than the piece of tape, and that's where you'll stop. So trace all that onto the tape now, and once you get to that point where the tie becomes wider than the tape, that's where we'll stop. So do that step now. Alright, so once you trace as far as you can go onto the strip of duct tape here, you can use the scissors and cut out that part here, and then basically what we're going to do is towards the end here, you're going to take about, I'd say a strip of tape that's about maybe 1.5 feet long, and you're actually going to take 4 of them, and you're actually going to apply 2 of them facing this way, and what you're going to do is you're going to flip the whole thing over, and this is what was left of the entire the entire 3.5 foot long strip here. It's wedged in there in between the two sheets. You're going to take your other two like this way. You're going to flip the other 2 and stick them down just like that. So you have basically 4 strips of tape here forming this sheet here at the end. Now basically what you do then is you take your tie, and we're going to continue this process of tracing the tie onto the tape here. So just like we did before with the small strip that was towards the other end of the tie, we're just going to take a pen now, and we're just going to mark it all the way to the end here, towards the end of the station here. And then that's obviously where the point's going to end up. And then we're just going to trace that out, and then we're going to cut it out. So do that now. Just trace the rest of the tie here, the wider end on, and then we're going to cut that out. So that'll be our next step. So do that step now. And then basically once you cut that piece out, you have your duct tape tie. So you can just wear that anywhere you want to. I know prom is coming up eventually, so you can wear that on when you go to your prom. I know Duct does have a Stuck at Prom contest for the best duct tape outfits that go to prom, so you guys can enter in that if you put together a whole outfit and stuff like that. And that's basically how to make a duct tape tie. Like I said, there will be a clip-on duct tape tie tutorial coming in the future once I work out the prototype for that. And basically, you can throw any kind of decoration on it if you want to. Obviously, I made this the core color gray tape, but you can make any color you want to. An all black tie or like an all blue tie would look pretty sweet with some decoration on. And obviously you can go all out with the decoration, so like, you know, some of the stuff that you put on wallets, you can also put on the tie as well and make it look really stylish. Maybe not as stylish as this tie, of course, because this tie is just utterly fantastic. So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Please vote on the contest if you haven't, on the Ducttapestuff blog, because we've got about 5 or 6 polls that are left on there. So if you guys haven't voted yet, just check that out, and I will see you guys next time. So take care, check out some of the other videos on the channel, and just have fun making the duct tape tie. See you next time.